here's the thug, and the thing happens. So that's a proposal to make a story of an individual. And also, I know we talked of the flip tablet as a form for Trying Patty, so I don't know where that would fit. But you would do rotoscope as maybe an interlude. I don't know. That would be a proposal. So the frame would be the story of the farmer. And we could all be in the Price of Freedom show with you. And we could all be in the the chicken egg story with you. So it would be the whole group doing each one. And then we could make, I'm sure, so simple this story as the frame of the farmer and the prisons and the capitalists behind it and the family and the broken at that. And that would maybe mean making big puppets. I mean, it wouldn't have to. But I have this passion to show you what Bread and Puppet way of making shows is. Maybe there's 4 or 5 systems for making a show. So one is a flip tablet story. Ping, here you are. No. Like call response chorus with pictures. Hey, there's I don't know who we have, but here's the something. So that's one way to make a show. Another way, giant puppet and the voice is outside and a narrator and some music. Another way is, little puppets, hand puppet. I'll do a hand puppet show whenever you want, little hand puppet show. And, there are cranky rolls with pictures where you roll it through like a movie on paper. That's another way. So all those systems, it would be nice just to put it on the table, not that we use it now. But for this one, I propose we do the shows that you brought as they are. Do your own show without messing with it too much. We support it by being in it, and they're not too long, because you could do a shorter version from the Myanmar show. And then the road show could be a show in itself, and it could have some live stuff and some animated stuff as you wish, and we could all work on that together. So that's a proposal on the table. And I would love still, even though we said not, to take big clay and do this crazy toing, big face, paper mache, take it off, run around with it, or put it on a stick with some cloth and have a puppet that articulates, can move like that, and just say, here's another vocabulary or system for making a show. And then we could get rid of it. We could burn the puppets in the end and put the clay back in the earth so it's not a burden. I felt when we did that at Hitame, they were stuck with our puppets. So we have to be willing to get rid of them if you don't want to store that in the end. Just burn it or put it in the river as part of the show.
I've got one idea. So what I'm understanding is, so Amy proposed is like one story, but the transition.
Your story is a break of the main story.
Yeah.
That main story it will be collaboration. Then story we will create here together.
Yeah, I know. For this one, we all do together. Everyone this together. But the story. So what I got an idea is our Price of Freedom is like the father and the sheep, and they are a family first, and then the sheep, like his daughter, wants to go away. So what I got an idea is, it's like we can create, maybe it's a sheep, or maybe it's become a son or daughter. And first, I like the flip chart idea. First, the father show his sons about his experience or something like that. Okay, son, come on. I'm going to show you something. Like, look at this picture. And this is the farmer from the villages. He's the leader. and he tried to advocate to get his land back. And then we can continue to the Indonesian story. The Indonesian story. After that, back to our father and son relationship. Okay, you got it. And okay, come on, let's come with me. I'm gonna show you the other story. So it can put 2 or 3 stories at the same time. After all, the son feels his father has too much influence on him, because he has to follow what his father wants to see him. He has to follow. Okay, come on, come with me and look at this and listen to me. I have to see it. And then, okay, come with again, see, come again, see. So he feel like it's in the trap. It's not free. He wants to be free, and then he said to his father, like our price of freedom, I wanted to be free. And then his father can tell the story of, okay, the price of freedom. Before you, this farmer go to jail because of he wants to free. But his son don't listen to him, and he go away like the sheep go away. And then he faced with the problem. He fight the problem. Then our story is the last and its ending. And we get. So we can put a lot of story inside there. So, what do you think about the idea?
So with your story, the price of freedom will be the main story. Yes.
It's a kind of main story, but it's not too much.
Yeah.
Too much goes up. It's the other story goes up. It's just a transition, just like transition. Just okay, look at this, and then the other story is not his. It's not the price of freedom. And then just come back to the father and son scenes, and look this, and then it's become.
So you're making one story in a way, a boy and his father story.
Yeah.
And here's a lesson. I don't want the lesson. I'm going my own way.
Yeah.
And the other one just lets each story be a parable.
Yeah.
Independent, and the main story is like an interruption of the main story. I think.
I mean, do you have any idea of what I propose?
Ja, ik denk het niet. Je kan het niet.
It's close to you.
Maybe I'll just say one more thing. Is that flip tablet, can we call it that? The show with the woodcuts or the pictures narrated on a giant, like you have the farmer and the laborer. Like we could make a frame out instead of big puppet. It could be what you do so much of the graphics, and that could also be the frame, if we call it that, where we say Pulang Progo situation, going, this happened, however we do it, of course. Many ways we could do that. And then the parables, the price of freedom, the chicken story, could be before, after, or in between that flip tablet. If you wanted to have flip tablet and form. So it's a question of, I mean, at this point, until we start working, maybe the content won't be as clear as the form and the materials then that we like to work with to make this, like what our choice really means. This is what we'll spend our time working with a lot, right?
Because what I imagine is we are like using body, and the others are using the visual art. So the idea is body come first. The body, human, talking, and then it goes to the visual, the shadow puppet, the 3D, and bodies comes again, a little talk, and then go back to the visual. So we become like a transition. So is there any comment?
For me, something like this. This is my ideas. I still really like to make a new story and new somethings. You have a product and we have a different product. We can show that our product be ourselves first, maybe, and then we make a new product who we can join together. I think we don't talk about the technique now. Yeah, technique later. After we find the stories, what with the nice stories, we can agree with the stories, and technique later. After the stories is okay, everybody agree with the stories, because the stories, after the stories we can find how to explain the stories with our technique what we have. So the new stories is this is the important thing, because when we you say, it's like happen what we do in the Thailand. It's the new one what we do in here. I think it's you must try to collaborate it all in here, make some new production, not become like a college, not like college, not something like that. How to make a new production? Maybe short production is okay, but this is how collaborate, the real collaboration. I think something like that. And the technique, after the stories we find it, we try to how to explain the story with technique what we have. Maybe the other areas is different, because when it's more confused when we go college because it's we have different technique, something like people. I think as people cannot following the understanding with the many form that we use. They cannot following what the story means, the many technique and it's like college, something like that. This is my idea. Oh yeah, last night I talked with Tarimbadi. This is Tarimbadi ideas. So I think this time we try to the new stories, what we like it, and after that try to find the technique.
So is picking a story means like look at the Tolstoy story, look at the Kulon Probo situation as a story, or maybe a story like you propose from an animal story, that kind of choice? If we choose.
Yes.
Maybe the story we can collaborate it first. Not the technique we collaborate it. Maybe the story can collaborate it. Yeah. After that, how the technique later after we find the story.
It can be one story from us or from you, and we made adaptation with a story from Kulon Probo. It could be also possible.
I have a question about these workshops. The mask workshop and storytelling workshop and character building and bread and puppet traditional workshop with Amy and rotoscope. These 4 workshops, we all join these workshops. Are these workshops, let's say you make a mask workshop. Is this mask later used for our story or we throw it away?
I think
The rotoscope make a performance or throw away? No. All these workshops should flow into the story.
Yeah.
So
The story have to be discussed today.
yes. So that is why we need to decide. We need to discuss now what story we will have it for our collaboration. Then after we will talk about the technical things. Then after it will impact to our schedule.
Right.
Then we need to adjust our schedule. Do we really need this workshop, or do we really need this activity? If not, then we just forget it. Then we concentrate to our collaboration. That's it.
But practically would be if the workshop result is part of that new collaboration.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is the best.
Yeah.
So we don't have to change it.
Yeah.
Something like that. And the first time before we try to find a story, I think the main thing for the story, what is that? Main thing. Yeah.
Main subject.
Right, so people would now propose stories.
Yeah.
Main story, main theme, main content.
Yeah. Because after that we can try some find the stories close with the main theme what happening there. Maybe we can make a new stories like the farmers maybe can how to make this same with like our main thing in here.
To reach the main theme.
Yeah.
So everyone has to propose what the main theme should be.
I think it's like a story of farmer and Kulon Progo needed to support. Yeah, needed to support apply to the artwork, and after that we can share to many our networking about that problem with the visual with the artwork. So this is like the different campaigns to know the world about what happened in the Kulon Progo.
So can we learn more also in this meeting of maybe from what's written about what happened in Kulon Progo, the news of the events of the farmers' resistance or the government, or like we don't have so many pieces of information yet. I wasn't able to read something in English to know what is. But your proposal is that we research this Kulon Progo story because that's what we're working on, and we find a way and we present it.
Yeah, truly not. We not like realism. Try to talk about realism what happened in the Kulon Progo. I think it's like to frontal or something, to
Right.
vulgar or something. Yeah.
Right.
Try to make this is a feel about something happened.
Right.
Because it is mining is always happen in all the
All the
country.
world, yeah.
So this is okay. Maybe in the mountain is about mining. What mining happened with, and what the impact to the people about the mining. Maybe impact to the farmer in the Kulon Progo. Maybe I don't know the impact for mining for maybe rural people. They're losing history. They're losing. It's like a lost story, losing cement. Yeah, there's like many things. So this is this proposal what we do with about mining or maybe Kulon Progo detail on the title on the mining. We talk about the big mine, big things like about environmental, the big mining maybe about environmental and environmental mining impact for the farmer. It's like the big environmental mining, farmer, rural people, and what's next. The idea what's next for the people.
How far is Kulon Progo?
From here,
Yes.
maybe 1.5 hour.
Yes, I think that we should use the local issue to work with, and if we don't have schedule to visit the place before the performance there, right?
No.
I think maybe we should take one day to go there and get to see and talk to people, and probably we separate into 2 or 3 groups with someone who can translate for us and talk. Maybe we can get more picture, more deep stories, more tales, and then at the end of that day we come and share the stories or the impression we got and how would we do the stories. For example, the Sultan is still alive. He's still in power here. So what system is it here of the government? Something like this is what we want to know, so we can relate if we want a character of God or king in ancient Yatta or whatever. We can mix tales and reality together and make it more charming than just newspaper report.
I agree with her, because right now I want to propose a story, and then suddenly I think that I have a lot of questions to ask.
I'm a little bit sad because maybe 2 months ago already on Facebook I put all the videos from the television about Kulon Progo, their battle, their fighting court. 4, 5, 6 videos on my Facebook I promote everywhere, so everyone had a chance to look at. Now you say, I don't know nothing. I prepare, no? So now you want us to go there, right there.
It's different, Manuel.
I know,
I'm wondering about time. I mean, we need
time.
because we only
They're
have
working
like
too,
now
they're
13 days left before 20. So I just wondering if we will really have time to prepare everything. I mean, if we spend let's say 10 hours, including the trip to Kulon Progo, and we're back here, we are already tired, but we still need to have to build or to develop a story. So it will be, we will lose like one day for this before, and then after we need to prepare.
Maybe I can use my computer tonight and the screen, and I screen these video clips I have, because they give you a good insight into the violence, into the urgency, into the relationship of police and villager, and it's a quite good impression. Sure, it's not real.
Yes.
But it's the moment of confrontation that you don't see when you go now. When you go now, you see them on their farm, trying to water their plant, and they're busy working. They're not free for chit-chat.
Yes. And one friend from Kulon Progo will be here tomorrow evening.
Okay.
So, and he's the coordinator of this community, and he knows everything because he does advocate.
Right. So maybe he can bring more visual material, like some thumb drive, and we can.
Yes,
I have already, but he has more.
Yeah.
So our job is research from what we have today.
I have all the photos of their performance. There's 80 or something photos of the way this group performed theater. I can show you. You can clearly see from the photo. It's on Facebook too. So when you go empty space, you can see all the background info. But when we have tonight chance, better is we see again. Okay.
And what I saw were news reports where news reporters saying what happened, but I didn't see the person who experienced it talking about.
Yeah, the headman is there, and the villagers with their knives on the street and protecting their buildings. And I mean, there are 5, 6 clips, which are even on Dropbox, so you can from Dropbox see it. Link up with you.
And translated.
Yeah.
So, do we have to wait for that research because of darkness?
I think something like this. Yeah, we still try to find a story, and our research just we using to charming the detail in our story, because because the story is not realism. It's not realism. It's like a tale or like something. But when we know the research is a short research, something to know more deeper about the Kulon Progo stories, we try to make the detail what is can put it in there. Something is truly is like a because in like Intel we try to find like a global what happened in the global impact from the mining, something like that. Yeah, people criminalize it with government and yeah, and losing the time, losing the land, losing the history, losing their tradition, losing their future, losing their job, something like that. A lot of things happen.
So isn't the question whether the audience relates more strongly to this is the government, this is the industry, this is the worker, or this is this particular sultan in this government system, this is this mining industry taking these resources out of this country, and this is this individual trying to put food on the table, feeling the stick hit from this. So one story is the general thing of corporation, mining corporation, government, person working. And the other is this particular person in this particular land, earthscape, with this particular government and that mining company. And that's the question, right? Do we tell a story with the detail of the whose heart is broken, whose back is broken, or is it the farmer, or is it this particular man, born, living here with this situation? That's when we make this story, that's the question. Is it a story with individual detail, or is it a story with the big dynamic forces? I think if we do research first, we do the detail. If we do story first, we do the big forces. That's our choice. It's which comes first, the chicken or the egg, maybe. I mean, I'm not ready to do the story until I have the research, but you might be ready to do the story from the dynamic. And people should speak. I think that's what's at issue.
Everybody done?
I think we can choose. Now we have two ways, like the story first and listen the content, the issue. We can choose one way. If we choose the story first, it's okay. The issue comes and we can develop. We can. And now I think we can choose the story first.
Yeah, because I just a little bit afraid. Yeah, when we try to research first, the story is like more realistic. The story is more realistic. It's like because like you say, the government, the corporation. I think when we research something like that, forgetting how to make a symbolize like the sultan, the government, or the corporation, what they happen. Because when we use just only this is the corporation, this is the power, the government, this is the rule of it. This is like a more realistic. Yeah, it's okay when it happen, but try to find this is become a tale. Yeah.
The two Thai stories that we made into show, we use at least the two gods that Thai people are familiar with. So it is something the image of the God, which is usually you have to respect because God is powerful and can do a lot of things. But in this production, the God is not that powerful, and it's the way that normal people always tell stories about God, that they can trick God, they can fool God, and God is just like ordinary people. God is greedy, God exploits people, and it's fascinating that you can use the familiar characters, respected characters, and turn it into into a different interpretation. So I'd like to ask you that if we is it good to use like the structure of the story or some characters that people already know, like from the Wayang or Ramayana or whatever, some characters or some folk tales of the neighborhood, and then look how we can interpret the familiar story with a new content, so they can relate both back in their ancient times or several hundred years ago and the present situation.
Yes. This one is easier. Then we put the details of the story about Kulon Progo on it, so we adapt it.
Because these folk tales, they can always be very contemporary, created long time ago, but still the meaning can be interpreted very contemporary because it's a struggle of the people who made the tales and their problems and their vision and their needs, their desire.
So it's mean we don't know the story what they have. Yes, because they are familiar more than us, right? The story, the neighbor story, the Indonesian mythology, huh? Yeah, the tale. They are familiar, more familiar. Yeah, more familiar.
But don't you have similar legends and stories and folk tales? Here the name is different.
Yeah, maybe or not, but I don't know. But
yeah,
they
maybe
are more
legends
familiar.
about people. We don't know if it's real in history or not, but it's a legend that this is the leader of the tribe doing this and that.
Oh, what I'm suggesting is that this is good way to find the familiar story. So we are thinking about the theme. So we should write down some like objective, like to promote their farmers difficulties, like to support them like with art, like those objectives. And we have several objectives, maybe something important or something not, but whatever we write those down, and then the Indonesian should think what story can reach to those objectives, because we don't know the story, the folktale from Indonesia. Then you choose the story, and then it reflects to the theme that we all choose together. So we do. So how's the sound?
คือตอนนี้เข้าใจว่ามันต้องเหมือนกับ
Very back to for a moment relax.
เหมือนกับ เป็นหลักแล้วก็แค่ว่าเราอยากจะพูดเรื่องอะไรเหมือนแบบปัญหาที่เราน่าจะพูดถึงไอ้โรงเหล็กอะไรเงี้ย
And
ก่อน
what we want to talk about in terms of the iron mine problem.
พออันนี้เสร็จปุ๊บเราอาจจะดูจากเรื่องมันอาจจะเอามามิกซ์กันก็ได้หรืออาจจะเลือกจากเรื่องใดเรื่องหนึ่งแล้วก็ค่อยเหมือนแบบหาข้อมูลเหมือนที่เราทำเมื่อก่อนแล้วก็ค่อยใส่ในนี้เข้าไป
Then we choose which story would serve the theme, and then we research for more details,
แล้วก็ค่อยตีความค่อยอะไรเหมือน
and then we interpret.
So it seems like we should write down some objectives, right?
Here is the bookkeeper and
Yeah.
there will be a Kulon program performance of maybe 1 hour and a half. I don't know if there's any other activity. What is our role in this evening in Taman Budaya? We are maybe only appetizer. The audiences will always go for the local food, the Kulon program performance.
Appetizer that comes after, not before.
Before.
Okay.
Because we are sort of like a foreign element. It's like in Bali, I invite the Korean people and say, oh, I'm going to try Korean food. Oh, yeah. And then they eat and then throw up. Why did you taste it? I just want to know. And it's not their food. It's nice to know, but they wait for Kulon Progo. They want to their own language, their own. So we have to know our role is not like a 1.5 hour performance to make them tired, but to introduce them to other ways of doing things. Subject is their subject, something like that. So 10 minutes, 20 minutes maybe, or keep it short and cute and fun and this, and then come to the main dish, which is they are the main actor, you know, for the evening. They use the platform in Taman Budaya for expressing their issues. We're just sort of, the advertisement, they draw attention, bring people in. So just bookkeeping.
Yes. So you are saying that they will be performing their own story already
I assume.
that evening.
Yeah.
So we don't want to repeat with a more shallow understanding of what's going on there.
That's a good point.
Let's just repeat the same horse, but naively.
Yes, we forget that.
But Utshap, you also think it's good to have a story that spreads the word of what's happening, that you would use, not just in Kulon Progo, but when you go out to other places, so people know about this story when you continue doing it. So that's a goal you have, is to make this story more in front of people's eyes when you go to places in Indonesia.
Yes.
You would continue doing this show.
Yes, which is a collective work of people from 5 countries, Manuel and Amy and Burma and Thailand, Indonesia, together. How these people look at what's happening and try to understand through their own background, together with the background of the local people. I think this will be the purpose of this collective production, I guess.
I have idea. It's like our story. Truly, this story we still not production anything. Just we have story about the farmer. Yeah. After the farmer reach, they like what I told the story last night. Also because the story last night, I think this is about how the human beings, and I think the story is not end. You can more people a little bit longer about the other story after that, because when the farmer reached this, he still didn't have a structure conflict in that. structural conflict. It's only like a human. Yeah. When he lives and have land, a lot of land, and this is we try to explain how the structural conflict in there. Maybe the other government will take it that his land and he make a new thing against about. So I'm rich enough, I have a lot of land, but the government want to take it to be because in there is something maybe gold, maybe iron, maybe something in his land because he have a lot of land and government want to take it that to be make not feel again but mining. So he's become knowing this is the devil make that happen. So this is make the structural. He have son and the son child criminality with the powerful people in there, something like that. This is the story is not finished. Last night we did this half story, and we make a half again story about this because last night is like human beings condition, and the half story is about structural problem. It's like a practical problem.
I was very impressed looking at the picture of frog dance. Frog dance, I don't know if it's Balinese or Javanese, in the rice field. And frogs is a very symbolic animal in Southeast Asia because it's connected to cultivation. It's a sign of what you can have in the rice field because frogs, well, I guess the frog dance came from the farmers who live with the rice field all the time and notice frogs' life. And then they created dance and rituals and symbols and a lot of stories about frogs. We have, in Thailand, we have story of the princess frog who's very ugly because of the skin, the frog skin, but she can turn into something very nice. And maybe if we have the same symbol here about frogs, can we have the frog as a character in here? I don't know. From the eyes of the frog as observer or narrator or whatever, looking at the changes of life around here in this rice field. For example, I don't know if you have such stories or not, but when you look at ancient music instruments, Anand can tell us, you see the character of the frog in all those metal music instruments. Yes. And very, very interesting characters I saw of the Indonesian dance. I don't know Javanese or Balinese. Have you heard about it? Not at all? I think in Bali, maybe in Bali. Yeah.
There's a story about the frog make a music, yeah. They make a 15-20 minute composition, yes.
But you saw dance.
Picture of frog dance.
So we did a frog play in Myanmar, and I'm thinking that we are appetizer just like 20 minutes, and then they are real story. So for audience, we don't need to be so serious. We don't need to pick up so serious issues. Just it is like, and then this appetizer, then the show will dig their heart, their anger, you know. But for us, our role is more like just like Manuel said, like come on, join with us, have some fun.
Look at something strange.
Look at something strange here. Come on. And then after that, they will dig their feet in their heart. So this is just a purpose. What we did the frog in Myanmar, and everyone's like is the frog and the prince. No, the princess and the prince frog. But we did in the funny way. It's like the princess is just walking and she feels boring. And she saw a frog in her room, a frog. And then she thinks like, oh, if the frog become a prince, and that can be my friend and my boyfriend. And she picked up the frog and I'm forget. Yeah, kiss. And then yes, he became prince, and she feels very happy. And the prince said, someone made me to become a son, like someone with some witch made me the frog. And then she feels really happy and she kissed him. At the time, she feels what? And then she transformed to the frog, and she became a frog. The frog became prince, and the princess became a frog, and then the story ends. So it's kind of funny.
I think the Western tales has
Fresh Prince.
yeah.
Yeah, we change the funny.
I have a question about the farmer. If we go back to that Tolstoy story, when the farmer becomes corrupted because he has land, do you see him then as becoming the landowner, industry guy who exploits the farmer? No. I know, but you say there's a continuation. How do you see that?
He become a victim again. Become a victim.
Oh, just with his mining.
Yeah.
Right. So he's still in the position of the farmer, even though he was corrupted by the devil.
Yeah. And he must learn about the farmer spirit again.
Because I had an interesting fantasy when you spoke that we all are farmers at the beginning, and then one farmer gets some land and becomes lazy, and then he won't give his land, and then he gets more power, so that we all come from the same farmer blood. But even the guy who sits up there punishing this farmer, once he was the farmer and the devil corrupted him to this position. So I took it, I wasn't sure which way you were going with it, but that idea of we all started in the dirt, and as we got high, we got this corruption, greedy, and punishment of the low guy to keep him low, because our humanity doesn't allow us to be generous and what have you, and then where do you go from that? Right? Like the rich guy can't work. He can only take money from the poor guy. That's what he's become. And then what do we do in society with that problem? We have this being sit upon by the...
This becomes story.
Uh-huh. So that's what I'm thinking. But the frog dance, I mean, maybe it's good to have all this problem thrown in, right? Of this frog dance, beautiful idea of where we come out of the mud, where the farmer sees the frog and his own spirit connection to that frog. And that's a problem for us with these two ways of going after the animal story and the parable. Like maybe that's a good problem to have as we begin to make this story. We can't quite merge the two yet, but maybe they do. Maybe that problem makes it juicy, what we're doing.
So your story was three parts. First, the country, the curse of God. Second was the story of food. And the third devil say, I make you rich.
And rich means no more labor.
think your
Continuation of the story about the farmer and people that you continue.
Yeah.
It's for me it sounds related with the case that we have now with the Kulon Progo case.
But your story is interesting too. After the story, the farmer become rich and he collaborate with powerful people and take the land, the poor people, all the poor people, until maybe all poor people dead. They then can't get anything dead, and he become understand. They still need the other people for live, not only by myself live. Only one people live. He still need a lot people, poor people to live too. Maybe something like that from your story. It should become something like that, or the farmer rich and government take the land and become poor again and understanding how to be. He must to be live not always to become richer or take it a lot more, but to understanding each other, understanding the human being, how must be a human related with the environment.
Or Tora's story, he becomes the industrialist, and your story, the people die, the farmers die, and he has need, you were saying, of the farmer, but the farmer is dead from his greed, and then maybe the frogs teach him. I mean, that would bring in the frogs. Only is left the frogs to be his teacher.
So the farmers sold their land to the mining company or not? Or they didn't own the land for the first place, in the first place?
In
the
his
farmers.
story, the devil makes the farmer rich.
In reality.
In reality.
Maybe correctly, but maybe 70% have land paper.
Yes,
But
and they sell.
The Sultan says, my rights are more old than your Indonesian rights, because my family has been here much longer.
It's already a good story.
So you have paper, sure, but it's
Yes.
not my government, my family.
That's the great scene of the Sultan.
Yes. Yes. And so when the Sultan claimed this, so what does the governor or the district officer?
Sultan now is become governor. This is in Jakarta. Is not become I don't know, more half monarchy or democracy. The Sultan always become governor.
So this side is claiming his family rights.
Forever.
Yeah.
He claims his family rights, and then he represents the government. So
Democracy in action.
Democracy.
This is not the Sultan we were at last night?
yes.
It's the Sultan of Georgia? Yeah, I thought so last night. So it is that Sultan. He's the same Sultan of the Kulon Progo area? He has all that big area.
So he organized groups of...
We should perform for him.
Organized group of helpers who are paramilitary or some kind of not so clean people going there to create fear or intimidation.
There's something like that. It's always happening. Criminalizes, send the paramilitary to push the farmer. This is the always happening everywhere. And sometimes maybe with a lot of money. This money can make a broken the united of farmer.
Same like Juna says, same old shit. It's the same old shit everywhere. In Thai too. They want to get the farmers out, so they create the unity of the people, offering money to the families and say, oh, he accepted already. It's a lie. Oh, he accepted already. Okay, me too. And then it's the first part. Very easy, can relate to him. I think in different countries. there. And Germany is
Yes, in Myanmar, the soldiers always come to collect money from each house, right? Maybe twice a month.
There's a lot of stories like, you know, the street vendor, right? The seller. Yeah. So now the soldier, but the government guys come pick up money from each
Yeah.
vendor,
Yeah.
and then they say, no, food. After 8 p.m., they all have to close. If they don't close, they come and pick all things up. So this is a small one, and the big one is like the farmer. Then they have,
Yes.
then
Yes.
they take their land.
Up country. This is the stories I heard from people who came to do housework or factory work in Thailand. In the suburb of Myanmar, they would tell you, the soldiers will come and tell you to build the road.
Yeah.
You have to bring your own water and food, and every month they come twice to collect money.
and pigs or chicken.
Yeah, just like that. They don't have to explain what tax or what law or whatever. Just collect money, and you have to give it to them. คือมาประจำมาเป็นประจำเดือนละ2 ครั้ง
The GBR.
In Germany, in Munich now. 400 families to pick up because the landing there.
And fracking in New York State.
Yeah, frankly,
They buy off the farmland of some people to do the fracking, to drill into the land to get the natural gas, and then the water becomes polluted with chemicals, everybody's water. And some people sell, just like this, so they get rich. The person who doesn't sell, their land value goes down because the water's ruined. It's mining, it's the same. And some people are bought and then they dying from sickness. But in any case, back to the story. We all have the same story.
I don't know. Yeah, we make the story. Are we still right? Still, we find an agreement. Yeah, try to find agreement. Are we still agree to make a farmer story for our farmer story to be the first part for our story? Because like there are many like criminals and violence. Violence means like from civil and military too. Sometimes violence. It always happen in all mining cases. And it make like a that slogan the future emperor. Understand the future emperor. Dividend at emperor. Apa ini? You understand this mana?
Yeah.
This is emperor. I think this is that's
Divide and rule. Divide and rule. Right?
It's pecah belah itu apa ya? Memecah belah.
It's a smart trick, anybody can.
Yeah. Yeah.
You can divide it and
Divide it.